Hey guys, it's Mark from North Southern Outdoors. Welcome back to another episode. This week we're at stop number 2 for us that we've entered is Paudash Lake Tournament, which is also the first time fishing it. So good idea fishing a tournament the first time you've been to a lake. Well, we'll find out, but probably not. So we end up launching in like North Bay Beach Road, which happens to be a really small beach. Decent parking, don't need an all-wheel drive or a 4x4 to launch a boat there. It backs into like a little tiny creek pocket, which is very narrow. So if you do launch a boat, you're going to want to hurry up and get out of that little narrow channel so that people can launch their boats and take their boats back on a trailer. So we get there and we're there early and it's slick calm out and I've got a little small whopper plopper on and I'm like, you know what, it's slick calm, I got a frog tied up, I'm not using the whopper plopper, so I end up putting a Mustad Ned rig head on, a 3-01 with a missile D-bomb. I'm like, there we go, I'll use this instead of a whopper plopper because I really feel like slick calm out there, they're not going to want a whopper plopper. Maybe I was wrong, maybe I could have got 40 pounds on a whopper plopper, who knows. Nothing really struck me odd about Paudash Lake. The only thing that struck me odd about Paudash Lake was how much rock was on the ground, on the bottom of the water. A lot of it was just rock. Usually there's no like sediment or mud or anywhere. Even you go in these marshy areas, like a lot of it was just rock, and then you'd maybe get 50 feet of marsh and like 6 inches of water. So we ended up fishing this cove. No luck on the docks. Get to the back little tiny marsh area. I mean, it's maybe 6 inches. So one thing I try to do in tournaments, and I think everyone pretty much does as well, is you try to throw something a little bit different than your partner. So my partner is throwing like a spook, and I tried the frog for a little bit, wasn't feeling it. So I threw a wacky worm in there. I'm like, you know what? It has such a slow fall rate that even in a foot of water, it could be pretty, reliable to catch fish. So I ended up catching this guy. He was wrapped around some weeds, so he felt a little bit bigger, but he's our first keeper of the day. He came out of like, I don't know, 6 inches of water. I think guess 12 and a half if I had to guess, but let's hope. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, he's almost, oh yeah, he's over 13. Yep. Wait, keep him from... Alright, one down. Oh, I'll put a call tag on him. My God. So we fished that marsh a little bit more. There's a little beaver hut there, an old beaver hut, I think. And I'm just pitching in there. I catch a few, I miss a few. I catch a line squeezer or squeaker. But, he was like 11 7/8, 11 15 16s. I know he's not going to be part of a winning bag, so I'm like, no. Ain't going to happen. You know what? You can keep that. I'll keep my 13s and 14s, but I'm not keeping, a 12 or 11, 15, 16. That's not happening. So we threw all them back, and then we start working the other side of the cove. He won't keep if he's a bass. That little guy. See, there's another one. Oh no. Here we go. Alright, I just lost 2. One was a little bit bigger than the small one I got, and then I just set the hook on something that took my worm. I saw the line take off. I might Be stacked in there. There we go. Alright, take two. Yep, there's one. Come on. I don't think he's 12. Oh, maybe. No. Maybe. Don't think so. I think he's a solid 10 and a half. Let's see here. I'm gonna call that guy an 1/8 of an inch short. It's about 11 and 7/8. Now, I didn't get any footage of this, but I mean, I can't believe I got him out. First off, I wasn't messing around. I had 20-pound braid to 15-pound high-end Seaguar fluorocarbon on a wacky worm setup, medium heavy. My drag was buttoned down pretty good. You know, it wasn't maxed out, of course, but it was solid. This guy was dogging. You know, he was taking some line out. And Paudash is just loaded with timber on the ground on the bottom of the lake, and a lot of it's angled off and weird looking. And I'm like, oh my god, please don't wrap up on anything. Please don't. I get him in the boat. I didn't weigh him. We measure him. He's like 18 and a half. He's got a belly. He's probably right around 4. I think I put 3.5 conservatively. I think I said that. And I'm like, alright, this feels great. Redemption from Rice Lake. We're in the right direction. We're only like 30 minutes into the tournament. Yep. Second fish on Paudash. Don't think I need to bump this guy. He's 18 and a half with a big belly. Yeah, if we call that guy out, we got 20 pounds easy. A wacky worm. Yep. Alright, so we got 3.5 plus 1. 2 for, you know, just under 5 is my guess. Oh, he was shallow too. He was dogging. Yes, that makes me feel good. I felt bad about Rice Lake. I kept my hopes down, but I always feel bad because, you know, it is a tournament, so it is the competition aspect of it. Oh, yes. I was like, there's no weeds, like he can't be wrapped in anything. Like, he must be good. So we fished the rest of the cove. Then we fished the other cove, and it's deep. It's rocky, and it's deep, and Lionel's throwing a drop shot. So I'm like, well, what do I have that's going to get down the water column? I've got a jig, I've got a power shot rig, and I tied up the Mustad Ned rig with a Missile D-Bomb Superbug color. And I'm like, okay, let's throw that, I guess. So I throw that, and I hook into the biggest fish I've landed on my channel so far. So that's great. And I actually got footage of it. So here's this behemoth of a largemouth bass in, like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet of water. Like, we were deep. Dragging that bait through there. I guess. Holy shit. Oh, shit. Come on. Yep, that's a giant, I think. Oh yeah, he's. Can you get in that? I hope he's not smallie, but he is. He's. Oh my lord, he's a. Oh my god, this guy's 4 pounds. Okay.
Got it.
Oh yes. Oh my lord.
Good lord.
He might be a PB. He might be my personal best. My personal best is only 5.5. I got a digital scale in there, and he just came out. Oh my lord. We've got two for like 9 pounds. Like, this is insane. Oh my lord. I just started doing this year too, which is a really big Ned profile. It's a 3/0 hook and a missile D-bomb. So we end up fishing down that other cove, and I throw a wacky worm. Again, I couldn't believe how shallow the fish were to start the day. I throw it on the bank, and it's probably in like 2 feet of water. I see my line go taunt, go some slack, and they were committing. I'll say that about the fish. All the fish that hit the wacky worm were committing to it. It wasn't like they were just holding in their mouth and not taking off. They were like aggressive, and they all had huge bellies on them. And I hook into that guy, and that guy was a stud as well. I didn't get any footage of it. You see in the picture, there's 3 studs. The 18.5 is the smallest one, and then the Ned rig guy is the biggest one, and then that guy was 4.25. And I'm like, holy crap! Like, I'm on fire today. I feel like Kevin Van Dam. We're like 90 minutes into the tournament, and I've got 3 fish for like 15 pounds plus one other. I'm like, I'm sitting at like 16 pounds for 4 fish, and one's like 1.25 pounds. I'm like, I got this. Like, we're on fire. So we fish that stretch again, and we don't fish the other side of that shoreline, so we fish that stretch again. I think Lionel, my partner, picked up a 14-incher, 13.5, same thing, like a small 1 pound, 1.25 pound fish. So we have a limit, and we're like, okay, so we're sitting at like close to 17 pounds here. I'm like, alright, I feel pretty good here. It's like 9 o'clock, weigh-in's at 3:30. I'm like, okay, so we've got 6.5 hours to get. I'm like, this could win. This could win. The 4 and the 4.25 that I got in that tournament were caught on a wacky worm, big text color, KVD Ocho Strike King. So I swear by that. As I said in my wacky worm video, a lot of people say green pumpkin, watermelon. Big text for me. That's just fine. I feel also that people throw it all the time, so it's like, all right, let's throw something a little bit different than they haven't seen. But you know what? Doing the 100 fishing lure challenge, the Tackle Ag challenge there, that's where I really got some confidence in throwing a large profile Ned rig that I would never have thrown last year. So, I owe that monster fish to the Tackle Ag challenge. So, it's really paid dividends. Wacky worming, is always going to be a confidence lure to getting the fish in the boat. But really, the Tackle Ag challenge has really made me diversify and become a lot better angler, having confidence in a lot more techniques that I did not employ last year, and just got too carried away with the techniques that work on my specific home lake. So anyways, we're, miles ahead of everyone else in the competition. I'm like, okay, let's get 2 more 4-pounders on a wacky worm here. Call out the 2, 14-inchers, and let's go to the marina and get some margaritas and some burgers and just chill for the rest of the day. Well, holy crap. We just about did everything. I was hungry for a tournament win. I don't care about money. Even if you win every tournament you enter, by the time you factor in gas, wear and tear on vehicles, boat upgrades, you're never making a cent anyways. Really, you're going there to test your skills as an angler against other people that also think that they're good anglers, and you're seeing, hey, how do we stack up today? How good are you? How good am I? Well, it was an absolute struggle after 9 a.m. Man, I worked my butt off for keepers, and I didn't catch another damn keeper. I tried other things, you know, going into that lake, I'm like, okay. I went out the day before and paid full price for swim bait heads to throw some Kitex on there, so I threw some Kitex.
Yeah, and goodbye. A little small. At least that's a good sign that smallmouth are still in this area, so I imagine largemouth.
So the weigh-in's at 3:30. At 2 o'clock, we're like, all right, we'll hit these coves again, and then, you know, we'll call it a day. So we hit the coves again, and I missed a good one, I think. I set the hook into something, and my pole bent, and then it was just gone. So maybe it was wrapped around a tree branch or something, hopefully, and it just, I don't know, something happened. So that might have been the fish that I really needed. So my tournament partner, he calls up, but not the call we're looking for. I think he called out either mine or his little squeaker there. We got one, I don't know, maybe like 2 ounces, but you know, it was a call is a call, so can't complain there. We just couldn't get it together. Other than that, I mean, you know, I very rarely catch 3 bass of those qualities, so it was very good to get some redemption on Rice Lake. And I got some footage from the weigh-in there.
Almost. Alright, do you want to hold the bag actually?
I don't mind getting fish all over my pool.
Nope. No, this is a little side. He's on his own side.
Come on.
That's a little side, I'm telling you. Lionel sacked them up today. No. Alright, that's it for the little side. Why did I put a call tag on this guy?
Come on, bro, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Hold it. I'll move over there.
Alright. I got it. One big one.
Came out of nowhere here.
Alright, we got the same scale. Hopefully mine's not broken.
What do you guys have? You get the free bag of you get the free weight of the bag. You guys see?
Yeah.
Jeez, good job, guys.
What did we do?
1604.
Nice.
Nice. Good work, guys.
Alright guys, so there you have it, weighed in just over 16 pounds. Not horrible considering we've never been there before. Bittersweet certainly to be miles ahead of everyone and then have 6 hours to not be able to catch 2-3 pounders, which usually I don't have a problem with catching, 2 and 2 3/4. Would have been close, but get back to the truck, and a guy I know was like, oh man, weights were stacked today, 19, 20, a couple people with 18. I'm like, alright, well, I'm not getting big fish, not getting a check. That's unfortunate. I feel like it slipped away. But I get a text from the tournament director. He's like, you guys got 3rd place. I'm like, okay, so not bad. Ended up cashing a check out of 30-something teams. Yeah, it wasn't even like I got complacent. I was switching it up. I'm like, man, I will do anything I have to, throw any type of lure to get a bite that I think I get a 3-pounder on. And I did. I really tried my best. I just couldn't get 2 more, unfortunately. But fortunately, we did get a check, so that's good. Yeah. So tournament stop number 2, way better than Rice. Rice was like 6.2. Did just under 10 pounds better at Paudash. So next stop, West of Maccoon. I know that lake very well. So there's a lot of guys that know that lake very well too, so we'll see how we stack up. That'll be coming up in August. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly don't catch that caliber of fish every time I go fishing, so it was a nice treat to get that done in a tournament. So thank you guys for watching, and take care.